Have you ever wondered why some doors close so quietly? Without explanation, without sound, just a soft end like a breath fading into the night? You knock, you pray, you wait, and all you hear is silence. But perhaps that silence is not rejection. Perhaps it is a summons, a hidden turning of the divine hand, guiding you to what eyes cannot yet see. Ibn Arabi once said, "When the path before you disappears, the real is teaching you to walk within." There are moments when life feels like a corridor of locked gates, every dream, every effort meeting an unmoving door. You question yourself, your worth, your prayers. You ask, why would God lead me here only to stop me? Yet what if that stopping was the beginning of your true direction? What if the obstacle was mercy in disguise? A sacred no that protects you from what is not meant for your soul. Every closure, every delay is not an absence of God. It is His most intimate presence, calling you inward, because sometimes the divine does not guide you by opening the way forward. He guides you by closing every path that is not yours. So when the doors fall silent, when nothing moves and the world seems still, don't mistake that stillness for emptiness. It is the moment before dawn, the breath before revelation. Listen carefully. Within that silence, something ancient is speaking. It is the echo of your own heart remembering. The one who closes the door is the same one who holds the key. Ibn Arabi taught that every closure carries its own light, but that light can only be seen with the eyes of surrender. He said, when the real veils himself from you, it is not absence, and it is preparation. In other words, when life feels blocked, it isn't punishment, it's preparation. The waiting itself is shaping your heart to hold what's coming. What feels like distance is often divine nearness in disguise. What feels like loss is sometimes the most tender act of protection. This is the paradox of love, that God draws you close, not only by giving, but also by taking away. The lover is refined by the silence of the beloved. So when every door closes, do not rush to break through. Do not call it punishment. Sometimes the beloved closes one gate so you will remember the way you came and return to Him by the inner road. Think of it this way. The heart is a lamp covered by layers of want. Each disappointment removes a layer of dust. Each unfulfilled longing polishes the glass. And in that clearing, light begins to return. Ibn Arabi wrote that true seeing begins only when the seeker stops naming events as good or bad. For the divine plan moves beyond our narrow sight. The same rain that floods one field nourishes another unseen. So when you say, "This is loss," the heavens may be whispering, "This is rescue." When you cry, "I have failed," the angels may be writing, "He has been redirected." Every paradox is an invitation. Every unanswered prayer is a hidden answer. Do not be afraid of the closing, for the one who veils you today is already preparing the unveiling tomorrow. Stay with me a little longer. For what Ibn Arabi revealed about this secret may change the way you see every trial of your life. He said, "The real never withholds except to give in a higher form. To the unseeing heart, that sounds like a riddle, but to the awakened, it is a compass. When you lose what you loved, when the road turns into fog, you are not being abandoned, you are being reoriented. There is a hidden map drawn by the hand of the divine, but it cannot be seen under the light of certainty. It appears only in the twilight of surrender. Sometimes God closes the familiar door because your soul has outgrown its walls. The comfort that once held you can no longer hold your expansion, and so He leads you gently into the wilderness where new sight is born. You may cry, "Why me?" And heaven replies, "Because you asked to know me." The seeker prays for nearness, and nearness often arrives disguised as loss. The ego resists, the heart bows, and somewhere in that bowing the secret unfolds. What you called delay was direction. What you called rejection was realignment. Every hardship holds an unseen architecture. Every detour is part of a greater map, one drawn not on paper but on the skin of your soul. So stay with me until the end. For before this journey is over, you may discover that the door you thought was closed was never a door at all, but a threshold to awakening. Imagine this. A dervish walks through the narrow alleys of an old city, carrying nothing but a lantern, a prayer, and a question. He has heard of a sacred lodge, a place where seekers gather to taste the sweetness of nearness. He believes that if he can just enter, his heart will finally rest. But when he arrives, he finds the first door locked. He knocks and no answer. He waits, no sound. The lantern flickers in the wind. He tries another door and another. All closed, night deepens. The streets grow empty. The scent of jasmine fades into the cool air. And in that quiet ache, something within him begins to crumble. He leans against the cold wood and whispers, "Why would you bring me here? Only to bar the way." There, in that moment of exhaustion, he remembers Ibn Arabi's words, "When the real closes the outer door, it is because he has opened the inner one." So the dervish sets down his lantern. He closes his eyes, and in the stillness behind his breath, he feels another doorway, not made of wood or stone, but of remembrance. A light dawns, soft and wordless, and he realizes the lodge he sought was never a place. It was the turning of the heart toward its source. When he opens his eyes again, the locked doors no longer grieve him. For now he knows, the path does not end where doors close. It begins where surrender begins. And somewhere unseen, the beloved smiles, for another seeker has found the true gate within. Now let's go deeper. When the dervish felt the silence between the doors, he began to notice something, a rhythm, gentle and eternal, like the sea breathing in and out. Ibn Arabi wrote of this rhythm, the movement between qabd and bast, contraction and expansion. He said every soul lives within this divine breath. When the path narrows, you are being drawn inward. When it widens again, you are being released into grace. The Quran reminds us, indeed, with hardship comes ease. Notice, it does not say after hardship. It says with, ease is not a later gift. It is the quiet companion hiding inside difficulty. When life contracts around you, it is not punishment. It is precision. God is shaping the vessel of your heart to hold what is coming. A seed must be pressed beneath the soil before it can break open to light. In simpler words, you may not see the purpose yet, but one morning, you'll feel peace where pain used to live. And you'll know that was His timing. And just as breath cannot exist without both inhale and exhale, so your journey cannot unfold without both closure and opening. The closing is the inhale, the moment the universe gathers you close. The opening is the exhale, the release into new creation. So when you feel trapped in pause, when no door seems to move, remember the breath that carries all things. You are not being forgotten. You are being prepared. Breathe into the stillness. Feel the pulse of divine timing moving through you. Every contraction you endure is the whisper of expansion waiting to be born. Like a mirror fogged by your own breath, impatience clouds what God is revealing. You wait, you wake, you question, and in that haze, you can no longer see that the answer is already forming within you. Ibn Arabi said, "The real delays not to withhold, but to unveil through time." Delay, then, is not denial. It is divine artistry unfolding at the pace of mercy. But we live in a world of hurry. We measure love by how quickly it arrives, faith by how fast prayers are answered. Yet what if delay is the language of intimacy? The slow unfolding that teaches the heart to see beyond itself. Rumi once said, "The patience of the seeker polishes the heart." Ibn Arabi would smile and call that the secret of delay, polishing until reflection becomes revelation. In simple words, when you feel stuck, that stillness is polishing your soul until it can see clearly again. Every waiting season is a hidden workshop. While your hands are still, your soul is being carved into a vessel of precision. While the world seems silent, the unseen world is busy weaving your alignment. You may wonder if your prayers have gone unheard. But one day, perhaps when sunlight touches your face unexpectedly, you'll realize the answer had been growing inside you all along. Think of the moon. It does not rise before its hour. Even light must wait for permission to appear. So too, the answers that belong to you will not come a moment too soon, nor a moment too late. Patience is not passive. It is active surrender, the quiet strength that says, I trust the rhythm of the one who writes my story. And when at last the mirror clears, you will see, not a delayed gift, but a perfected one. Sometimes the mercy of God does not come as warmth. It comes as a wall. A door closes, a plan unravels, a path disappears. And in that moment, you feel forgotten. But Ibn Arabi reminds us, the real does not turn you away. He turns you toward. Every obstacle is a hand, though we rarely recognize its touch. It does not push you away from your destiny. It guides you toward the one written in light. We cry over endings, but endings are how God writes beginnings. The heart cannot awaken in constant ease. It awakens when something beloved slips away and only faith remains to hold the shape of meaning. The Quran whispers, perhaps you dislike a thing, and it is good for you. Every divine no carries a hidden yes, a yes that blooms only after surrender. Think of the traveler who loses his map and in wandering discovers the horizon. Think of the seed split open underground. Its breaking was its becoming. So when a door closes, pause before despair. Do not rush to call it misfortune. Ask instead, what hidden mercy is guiding me through this pain? Because what if rejection is how the beloved draws you closer, removing distractions so you can no longer look anywhere but him? What if failure is his most personal form of teaching, a lesson carved directly into the heart? Every obstacle is a mirror, and when you dare to look within, you may find that the wall before you is made of his own compassion. So now, beloved listener, let this reflection turn inward. You have walked through the corridors of waiting, knocked on closed doors, stood in the ache of not knowing. Now it is time to rest, not in answers, but in awareness. Ibn Arabi taught that surrender is not collapse. It is clarity. It is seeing that the doer and the done are both in his hand. When you release your need to control the story begins to reveal its author. When pain comes, breathe his name until the silence answers. When your thoughts race, place them at his threshold and let them fall still. You do not need to chase meaning. Meaning will unfold itself in the rhythm of his mercy. Try this. When something closes before you, pause. Feel the space it leaves behind. Do not rush to fill it with plans or noise. Just breathe into that emptiness, for that is where God builds his next creation. Each breath becomes dicker, each pause a place of meeting. You are not waiting for the beloved to arrive. You are awakening to the beloved already here. Surrender then is not weakness. It is a return to alignment. It is the heart whispering, I no longer resist the way you move me. And when you can finally say that, the silence no longer feels like exile. It becomes home, because in surrender, you are not losing control. You are entering trust. And in trust, every closed door becomes a doorway of light. And now, we return to where we began. The door. The one that once stood silent before you. The one that made you question your worth. Your prayers, your direction, look at it again. Not with the eyes of longing, but with the eyes of knowing. It was never a wall between you and God. It was a mirror, reflecting the part of you that was ready to awaken. Ibn Arabi said, when the servant understands the wisdom of the veil itself becomes the unveiling. Every closure you've endured was the beloved turning your gaze inward, from the world's noise to the heart's whisper, from doing to being, from seeking to seeing. Now you can understand. The doors were not closing against you, they were closing around you, forming the sanctuary of your becoming. That's the secret. You were never forgotten. Every silence was shaping you into what you were meant to become. The real never denied you. He only redirected you toward himself. The journey that felt like delay was the shaping of your soul's horizon. So as you stand before that same door, place your hand upon it and smile, not in demand, but in gratitude. For it led you here, to stillness, to remembrance, to the quiet knowing that every end is only the beginning of return. May peace find you in the silence you once feared. May every closed door reveal its hidden mercy. And may your heart remain open to the one who writes through both stillness and storm. These are only reflections. May I be mistaken, and may truth find you where you are. You walk this path with us. The circle of remembrance continues.